Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Brian. This is my shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today, let's just get right into it, guys. I'm going to open up my new Woodpeckers Autoline drill guide. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, take it out of the box, get it set up. Should be fairly easy. Then I'm going to change the camera angle, and I'm going to actually show you how I plan on using it with some, examples. Nothing too crazy, but pretty excited about this little guy. So without further ado and wasting your time talking, let's just get this thing opened up. And let's see what we got in here. Paperwork don't need. Instructions. Let's see what's all in here. So we're gonna have our guide rods that are gonna be used for the fence. Our actual fence. Let's see here. What is this guy? We got our chuck key. And it was packed by Herender T. So thank you, Herender T. Good job, man. Or woman. Let's see, and then in here we got the main goods. This is the meat and potatoes of it. And that's it. Yep. Okay. So this really should be a really quick setup of this unit, but I might put a little dab of gun oil on this spring. I might not need it though. The tension might be good enough once you get the actual weight of the drill on this. But anyway, so I'm going to set it up the main way, but then I'll go over. There's quite a few different ways to set this up. But you can take these guide rods here and screw them into the base, just like so. And you can screw these guide rods in on the sides, on the front, and on the back. But we'll get into that here a little bit later. So this is the main fence that you're going to use to reference the edge of your workpiece. And I'm going to loosen up these really nice knurled brass knobs here. Going to scoot that in, just keep it there for right now, kind of out of my way. And one thing that's kind of cool is this unit comes with a built-in, I guess, kind of tool to tighten these guide rods. So if you unscrew, I believe it's this one, the end of it is your standard Allen head that you can use to tighten these things in. So you never have to go searching for, an Allen key when you're readjusting this, and then just screw this guy back in and it's always there. Here's your stop collar that you can move up and down, based on the depth of your drill. And I'm going to go into actual, your full depth setting that you can get on this thing once we, move the camera around and get a little bit closer. But here's your stop collar. And this particular rod, it's got a taper to it. So, and that's going to help keep this stop collar from moving. So once you get this thing tightened down, once you get this tightened down, guys, it's not going to be going anywhere. So that's it. That's the setup to this thing. Just brief, basic overview. You got your 1/4 inch attachment here. So any 1/4 inch drill is gonna work. You can, if you only have an impact, it'll work. I don't recommend drilling with an impact, but an impact will work. Any standard Jacobs chuck will work. I don't believe that my Festool Centrotech drills will work. I'll test it out, but this looks just like a standard 1/4 inch adapter that's going to turn this chuck. So that is it. That is the Woodpeckers Autoline drill guide, guys. Like everything Woodpeckers, it's robust. It's very, it feels very, very well built. Solid billet aluminum, anodized, great. There's no, I don't see anything wrong with it so far. It's just, they build good stuff. You pay for it. And like anything else, I've gotten some flack for Woodpeckers tools being expensive, but I'm going to keep this forever. you know, so to me, it's worth it. This is not something I'm going to throw away. I have bought 2 or 3 of these in the past from, like, you know, your Harbor Freight stores, and, you know, you go try to drill a straight hole and you're going 45-degree angle. They just don't work. So sometimes you get what you pay for. And I'm hoping in this case that's still going to ring true. But, you know, again, it's just very good quality, very heavy. These are going to be, get you guys a closer look real quick. So you can unscrew these. These are your centering pins. So one of the things I'm going to show you, you can unscrew these and actually screw them to the bottom here. And then this becomes a centering jig if you need to drill into the side of a board. Let's see if I got anything real quick to show you. Not really. This is a terrible piece, but, you know, you put your work piece here, turn it until both centering pins are touching, and then you're going to have a dead center alignment. But I'll give you a better example here when we move the camera. Just a quick, that's what these centering pins are for. And again, everything is all on this unit, so you're not going to have to go keep spare parts somewhere that you could intentionally lose. Everything is going to be stored on this drill guide, so really no risk of losing any small parts that you might need. So that is the unboxing. I really didn't think it would take that short amount of time, but this is it, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a couple pieces of scrap out. I'm going to show you guys, you know, attaching the drill, how it works, show you the different, how big of a drill you can use in this format. You can take this off and flip it and go down on this side and get a much bigger drill bit. But I believe, don't quote me yet, I think it's 1 inch is the biggest you can get a drill bit inside this milled out hole, but we'll get into that. So that's the unboxing. Let's see what this thing can do. Okay, folks, so here is going to kind of just be an overview of how this little gadget works. I hope you can hear me. I had to put on a lapel mic because I had to turn my fan on. It's 120 degrees in here right now. But let's just get started, guys. So here's my piece of scrap wood. Just kind of use this as an example. But to start off with, I'm going to show you something that I forgot to mention. So I'm going to take this fence off. And if you guys can see here, there's a V groove cut in the base of this. That is used in the event that you have a dowel that you need to cut. You got to take off this particular size. These centering pins kind of get in the way. But so you can use these V grooves to place a dowel and keep that thing locked in place as you drill down a perpendicular hole. And I found the easiest way to change drill bits is to simply take this thing off and insert one of your drill bits this way instead of doing it while it's on the unit. It's a little finicky to do that. Okay, so we're going to start with this configuration here. I'm going to put the locking caps back on. I'm going to tighten up my chuck. And I'm just using my standard C18 drill, standard Jacobs chuck. So we're going to go ahead and put it on the attachment, tighten it down. And just, I'm not going to go all the way through, but just to show you guys with a dowel. So you get the idea, but that's what these V grooves are for. So let me loosen this back up. Clean that off. Okay. So there's that. Let's talk about the fence system here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it. And I'm going to show you the distance that you can get out of this thing. So when you attach the fence in this manner, like so, the furthest you can get away from your edge of your workpiece is 7 3/4 of an inch. Let me double check that. Yes. So give or take 30/2 of an inch, but from the edge of your piece to the center of this crosshair where your drill is going to go down And this configuration is 7 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can, if you need to get up close to the edge of the workpiece, say if you need to drill anything up here, you know, pretty close to the edge, well, when you go up here, you can't get that close to the edge. But what you do, you take your fence off and you simply flip it around. Okay, now you can push this base all the way up and you can get to within about 1/4 of an inch to the edge of that workpiece. So all it requires is for you to take this fence off. Let's say you've got a hole that you need to drill in the middle of a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Well, you're thinking, well, this obviously isn't going to be long enough. There's a couple options. Obviously, Festool sells extension guide rods you can go buy, or the base of this has witness marks, kind of a crosshair. You got a line here, a line here, a line here, and a line there. So all you have to do, and the best thing to probably do, is to take your fence and kind of use that as an outrigger support. So now the end of this is not necessarily going to be referencing anything, but you can use it at, you know, your hand as an outrigger, and you can line up. Let me grab a pencil. Say that you have a mark here in the middle of your board. All you got to do is line up your crosshairs with your mark, get everything lined up, press down. Now you've got support to drill a perpendicular hole without the use of a fence. Granted, a fence would be better, but in the event that you just don't have the space, you can put it in this format. Let's see what else to talk to you guys about. So I couldn't find my Forstner bits, my standard Forstner bits. This is a 25mm Forstner bit, and it fits. It's about as big as I can get to go through the center of this milled out hole. So I wouldn't go any bigger than 25mm. If you need to drill a hole bigger than 25mm, here's all you have to do. You unscrew these locking knobs, and all you do is flip this unit around. Again, here's a good time to change the drill bit. Then I'm going to show you. Get that tightened down and place this way on the unit. Tighten down these lock knobs. Okay, and this is, again, is a 2-inch hole saw, and I've got, if I get that pilot head out of the way, I've got about 1/8 of an inch more. So I would say 2 inches is probably about as big as you're going to want to go on this side of the auto line of the drill guide, but it can be done. So I'm probably not going to use it that, I mean, 2 inches is it's a big hole to drill by hand. But so I'm going to take this off again. I'm going to take this big bit out. Come down. And while I'm at it, while I'm thinking about it, obviously the depth of cut's going to depend on several things. How far you chuck the drill bit. Obviously the depth of cut that you need, or if you're trying to cut through 4 inches worth of material, you're going to need a longer drill bit, so on and so forth. But you can, in the event you have to, you can take this spring off, because this is going to compress and only allow you to go so far down. But you can take this completely off if you so desire, and now you've got a lot more movement up and down without this spring helping you guide the drill if needed. I don't know of any cases right now that I would need it where I couldn't just simply get a longer drill bit and use it, but in the event, just simply take this compression spring off. So let's get this thing back down. Let's get our lock knobs. So I've got a project coming up. I probably won't post it, but I'm building a gun cabinet, and the base of the gun cabinet, obviously I've got to put my stocks for my rifles in them, and I'm going to have to drill out an oblong shaped hole to have the stocks fit in. So just an example, you know, I know I'm going to have a line here, or start my hole here, come over for the next rifle, come over for the next rifle, and so on and so forth, all the way down the base of my cabinet. this is going to come in real handy because I can simply set it up one time. I can get this unit marked exactly the distance from the edge where I need to start my holes that I've got to drill, and get the fence set up. Just say, for example, this distance. And so now everything is going to reference off the edge of this board coming in the exact same distance the whole way down. Yeah, you could do it by hand. I mean, you could get it close, but this is going to ensure that you're going to be perpendicular. You're going straight up and down. So, you know, you can get your drill bit, get on there. There we go. Get that nice and tight. Got my microphone in the way. And so from here, obviously just go down the line and hit your mark. Got that one drilled. You know, line up your mark. Come down, line up your mark. And so on and so forth. You know, it's drilling, it's not reinventing the wheel, but it's going to help make your work a lot cleaner if you have to ensure straight up and down cuts. But that's basically it in a nutshell. It's just so far I'm pretty impressed with the quality. Obviously, it's, you know, Woodpeckers. It's good stuff, but it's very robust. It's very heavy, solid aluminum. And again, this isn't going to replace a bench, or excuse me, a floor press by any means. But I don't have a floor press anyway, and I hate trying to pull out my little bench top when drill press. So I'm hoping that this is going to eliminate me having to pull that thing out, and get me straight holes. And it's just fun to use, you know. I like using new, good tools. So there is the Woodpeckers Autoline drill guide, guys. There's really not much else to say about it other than what's already been covered. You know, you can use your imagination to use this in a ton of different applications, but I'm impressed with it so far. I haven't used it on a project yet. I'm just impressed with the overall build quality. What's going on in my mind right now, how I can use it, what I can use it for, what I wish I would have used it for that I've built in the past. But other than that, that's it for the Autoline drill guide. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come. I've got a couple of other unboxings to do. The shelf pin hole from Woodpeckers is probably going to be coming up in a few days. So guys, take care, have a good day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.